So the fight is finally on, guys. We got Conor Benn and we got Chris Eubank Jr. fighting for the father's legacies here, trying to keep the pride of the family. Obviously, a huge money maker in the UK. Huge clash there, going to bring in a lot of money. April 26th, guys, in London, DAZN pay-per-view. Definitely the fight is going to sell well, especially down there. Here, I think it will still sell, but I'm just surprised that Conor Benn didn't want to go for the Mario Barrios fight, just because the fight would be more. I think it's an easier fight and it's a more winnable fight at his weight class. Barrios kind of looking a little bit susceptible lately. Some chinks in the armor maybe, and I feel like maybe Conor Benn could pour it on and get the win there. But he's going for the bigger guy, the guy who's fighting at 160, and the guy who's campaigned at 168 for a lot of fights as well. And there is a rehydration clause, just to put that out there, guys. No fighter can go past 170. Will that affect Chris Eubank Jr.? I'm not sure. There's been talks that it's extreme weight cut for him. Obviously, he's pretty big for the 160. He's a pretty solid 160 pound fighter, but obviously considerably bigger than Conor Benn. Conor Benn has to obviously move up 2 weight classes to fight Chris Eubank, but like I said, I think there's just a lot of animosity there, a lot of money's there. It's just a fight to make in the UK. And Chris Eubank, he is getting older. He's 35. So, I mean, I feel like Conor Benn could have waited a bit longer for this, but maybe Chris Eubank, who knows how long he can still make 160. I don't know. I assume he can, though. I mean, he's 35. I don't think he's going to be growing that much more. Like, obviously, when you get older, it's harder to lose the weight, but I don't know. Maybe they just want to make it now before they can't make it, I guess. But yeah, I don't think the weight cut is really going to affect Chris Eubank Jr. Considering, like I said, he can put on 10 pounds. I think that's a decent amount of weight to put on. He said in interviews that he doesn't like to put on more than 5 pounds. Now, I think that's cap, but who knows? Maybe he's telling the truth. I read an article, though, that he doesn't put on more than 5 pounds at the weight he's campaigning at, so he'd be coming at 165, but I highly doubt that. But yeah, you leave in the comments, guys, for you UK viewers who see his weigh-in and his weight for the actual fight night. Sometimes they show it, sometimes they don't. A lot of times lately, they haven't been showing the actual weight that they weigh going into the ring. HBO used to do it all the time, so I kind of miss that they would show you what fighter, how much they weigh going into the actual ring, as opposed to just the weight they weighed in at the night before. But Conor Benn, though, he's a smaller guy, obviously undefeated, 5'8". He's listed as. But Chris Eubank, almost 6 feet, 73-inch reach almost. But age-wise, obviously the age is definitely favoring Conor Benn at 28 years old. But yeah, I just think it's a tougher fight for him. He's pretty much, he's got to hope that Chris Eubank is kind of drained, because I feel like he's just considerably smaller than Eubank, and he's used to fighting bigger guys. And like I said, he was fighting at 168, so this would be the equivalent, I feel like, to, I guess you could say, Crawford going to Canelo. But to be honest, Canelo, he's not as tall, he's not as long as Eubank, but obviously Canelo's just a monster. He's pretty thick, and he's built like a tank. So yeah, I just think the Mario Barrios fight was an easier fight for him, but I mean, he's choosing Eubank. We'll see how that goes. we'll see if Eubank is drained during the fight. But yeah, we'll find out.